open up the window. And right eye today. So his eye is numb, dilated, he's awake, and sedated. Dr. Shoemaker started with a small side port incision. He then instilled additional numbing medication. This is the main incision. So those two incisions each provide access to his natural lens in which the cataract is formed.
This is the outer?
Yes, the outside of his eye. He always does it from the side. So anyway, he's entered holding the cystotome, and with this instrument, he instills gel. He's in the anterior chamber. The gel lightly inflates the area, but then he's going to use that same instrument to create a circular opening right in the front center of the capsular bag. That's the membrane that stays perfectly intact. That opening provides him access to the inside where the cataract has formed. Cataracts are removed from the center out. The center part is the thickest part, it's the core, and it's called the nucleus. Now he needs to loosen the nucleus from the capsular bag so he can easily remove it. So this is hydrodissecting fluid, went under the membrane, surrounded the nucleus to loosen it. Now he's ready to disassemble it or break it up and remove it. That requires an ultrasound since the nucleus is the thickest part. So this is the phaco handpiece. It has a hollow tip that vibrates as it emits ultrasonic waves, and those actions will create a little pathway or opening through the center of the nucleus. At the same time, it has two little holes on the side of its tip that releases saline. You'll also see saline on the outside to keep his cornea wet, but the saline inside helps to soften it or emulsify it as the doctor's breaking it up. So it kind of makes it mushy. And next on the right, he's going to insert the nucleus rotator, so he can rotate, divide, and manipulate the nucleus. So together, the two instruments break it up into tiny fragments. The saline softens those fragments. The last thing the phaco does is vacuum. It does four things. It vibrates, emits ultrasonic waves, irrigates saline, and aspirates or vacuums. You can see the discoloration of it pretty clearly here.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the nucleus. It's now gone. Now he's going to work on the softer and thinner part of the cataract. That part is called cortex. It's a soft, thin layer of cataract that lines the membrane. So because it's soft and thin, he doesn't need to break it up. Therefore, no more ultrasound. This instrument only does two things, vacuums and irrigates. And as cortex is removed, the capsule that started off very cloudy and yellow will look more like it used to look before there was a cataract. You can see through it. Light can penetrate all the way through to the back of the eye where the retina is, which is red. The retina is the reason we see color, so now that light can actually hit it. Nice, clear, colorless light, nothing impacted by something yellow and cloudy. Colors will be bright and vivid again. The only thing left is to put a new lens back in because his natural lens is now gone. It was a cataract. Nice and clear. So a little more gel will be instilled, and that prepares the capsule for the cartridge that holds his new lens. It's folded like a Tootsie Roll in the cartridge, so it fits in that small incision, but when it comes out, it opens right up. And it has two arms attached called haptics. The haptics will hold it in place once he positions it, so it's going to be situated right where his natural lens was a moment ago. So he is going to vacuum all the gel out now from the front and the back of the lens while he's centering it right behind that opening in the membrane that he peeled back at the very beginning, because that's right on his line of sight, and eventually his iris will constrict. The largest thing you're seeing up there is this tiny little lens. All those instruments are smaller than that. Pretty neat. So now he's pressure sealing it. That means he's instilling saline. Most of the time people do not need sutures anymore. Those incisions are tiny. So they're pressure sealed with saline. It goes into the anterior chamber. It creates a light pressure along the limbus and makes them kind of draw in and seal. It's sort of like putting air in a tire. It's a pressure seal. And then he taps on the eye with a couple of sponges. A little bit of fluids in there, because the sclera has so many layers. Sometimes when there's an opening, the fluid gets in there, but that absorbs. It's not a problem at all. It'll probably absorb throughout the day. Taps on the eye to make sure it's watertight. Last thing he does is blot with a couple of sponges. And that is usually it. Blots again, just repeating the steps. But because you're recording, and they probably told him, usually he likes to know ahead of time, so if the nurse saw that you were recording, he's going to zoom in real close at the end for you. And then after he does that, you can swing that camera around, get a shot of the room, and he'll give you a quick thumbs up as to let you know everything went fine.
It's going to be a little bloodshot down there, isn't it?
And that is, and that's not too unusual. All right, so he's going to zoom in real close. That's a close-up shot. All right, and now swing your camera around and he'll give you the thumbs up, and that's it. That's the end of his little movie. So I'm going to take you back to join him now. They're going to go over the instructions and give him a little snack. Come on back.